getting off to a fast start, but then guys not feeling too good about themselves, especially with kind of the degree of difficulty picking up this week. How, over the last 24 hours, guys responded to that, and do you see the same focus that they had maybe earlier in the year?
Yeah, it was, yesterday was our off day, so first opportunity to get back on the floor this morning and had a good long film session like we do after every game with the cleanup, offensive, defensive cleanup. Thought guys were really locked in the film session, and then we went on to our first look with Duquesne and went out on the floor and put the game plan in and got up and down and had a good physical practice today. So this team is incredibly talented. These are two of the better guards that we will face all year with the way they shoot the ball, the freedom that they play with. They're a big pressure team, and it's a big opportunity to go out and see where we stack up against a pressure team like this. Loved everything that we did in the last game, but we got to put it behind us now. And, opportunity here moving forward to continue to get better. But there was a lot of positives in that game the other day. And, I thought we really shared the ball. I thought we took care of the ball. That was a big thing that we needed to do. Point of emphasis of getting better was taking care of the basketball. And, I thought early on we really imposed our will obviously on the glass and had 22 second chance points. That's huge. And just continue to make the right play, time after every possession. So the biggest thing for me that was a little disappointing in that game was I thought we started to trade baskets with them in the second half. We have to continue to press, continue with the pressure. I think we got up 31 and they cut it back to 20 real quickly, and that can't happen. You have to continue to try to stop them when they're down and extend that lead out. But overall, just a really complete performance for the most part, and something certainly we can build on.
Is that more of a physical or mental thing when you go up 30 and start trading baskets?
Yeah, I mean you see it a lot, in this business, but you just again, and we foul too much. That's one thing that we've done really well the last couple of years is defend without fouling. And, I thought we got him into the bonus quickly. Pope is a very crafty player. He did a really good job of getting locked up, getting tangled up, and getting himself to the free throw line. I thought Sam had a huge factor early on in really helping us flip that game. I think we were down 9-2, and he did a great job on Pope. Second half, he didn't do as good a job because of the fouling and putting him on the free throw line. But overall, the intensity, it just has to continue on. You have to continue, to keep your foot on the gas when you get the lead to where we got it, and certainly something we can learn from.
You mentioned before Jawan worked a lot on his shooting while he was getting back from that injury. What's just the biggest differences you see in his complete game now compared to when you got it?
Yeah, he is. He's really hunting his shot, and when he was working his way back from the injury, he really worked on his balance. When he first came here, he really shifted onto his left side. He still has a little bit of a weight issue getting onto that left, but not nearly as much as what it was when he first came here. So, looking back on it, when he had the injury, and it was pre-existing, if you watched Jawan early last year, he played in a harness. And, he had the Illinois game where it got wrenched back when he went up for a rebound, and that's what ended up tearing it. So, the thing about Jawan, he worked very hard and did a lot of one-hand shooting, which is important when you're trying to improve your shot, especially with your balance. And I'm proud. I'm as proud of Jawan as I've been of any player, as the way he has continued to work, just to see that smile on his face every day that he steps into the gym. And I'm really happy for him for all the hard work that he has put in to get himself where he is today. He's in a really good place, and you see the difference he makes on our team. We're a completely different group when Jawan's on the floor because of all the intangibles. He's putting up great numbers right now. He's shooting the ball well, but he does so many little things. Defensive blockouts. He was 85% in the last game. That is huge growth for Jawan. He's always going to go to the offensive glass, but he needs to continue to block out and seek contact on the defensive end. He did that almost every possession the other night. And, again, he's just the live body that he has, the way he attacks the rim, the offensive rebound putback dunk he had in the second half. He just makes so many of those plays for our team. But, with him, with Josiah, with Rink, Bryce, those guys, we went to the offensive glass, our crashers, almost 90% the other day. We chart that after every game, and it's great to see that pay off with those guys crashing as relentlessly as they did the entire game.
How encouraged are you that offensively you've averaged over 80 points a game, but Casey's still kind of getting his feet under him? The fact that you have that much offensive versatility, you're not solely relying on him like you were at the end of last year.
Yeah, we need to get him going, and it was good to see him hit those couple threes in the second half. But we do. We've got a lot of guys that can step up and look at Bryce's 25 the other day. Rink gives us an inside-out presence with his ability to score all over the floor. Josiah with the offensive rebounds, put back. CJ coming off the bench. I think we've had 5 different leading scorers so far. So that shows you, I think, the versatility that we have on this team. And, there's going to be a game, Casey, makes 6 or 8 threes. It's just the type of firepower that he is capable of going off on any night. And, he's continuing to play well in practice. And he's still working his way back into shape. I mean, he had pretty much 2 practices, a practice and a half, before he got back on the floor. So he's still working himself into game shape. And, I'm looking forward to seeing him go off one of these games.
What specifically did you like about Bryce?
Yeah, I like Bryce's aggressiveness. That's the thing. And it started the previous game in the second half. He had 16 of his 17 points in the second half in the previous game. Hell, I don't even remember who we played. Who did we play, Amy? Stony Brook, yeah. So, he goes off and scores 16 of his 17 and really hunted his shot. That's what I liked. And I like the offensive rebounding. He's getting better in that area, more consistent in that area. And he can work in the post a little bit as well with his size advantage that he has a lot on the perimeter. It's good to see Bryce get it going, play with confidence, and we're going to need that out of him all year.
With Jawan, what do you see as his outlook and role for this year? Obviously, he started last year, but he's been kind of an energy guy off the bench in these past 2 games. What do you see for him moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, I've liked how our lineup has looked. He gives us a huge spark off the bench. I thought our bench guys were terrific in that first half and really helping us build that lead. Not only Jawan, but Sam, CJ, Jaron. I thought all those guys came off and gave us really good minutes. And again, it's, the whole thing for me, my hardest job right now is my rotation. And, there's guys that played a lot of minutes, might play a lot of minutes one night, not as many the next. It might be matchups, might be the flow of the game and how things are going. So, it just has to continue to, be an unselfish group, which I know it will be, just with the makeup of these guys, and continue to go out there and, be all in it for one. And, hopefully put ourselves in a great position at the end of the year. But there's going to be different roles on different nights for these guys, depending on how the game is going. And our guys have bought into that so far.
Hey, curious, you're talking about being up 31 and only winning by 21. Does the NET and the way that functions make a coach think differently about the margin of victory against a power conference team?
Well, you do have to have that thought in today's, in the way this whole thing works right now with all the different rankings and the nets and the Ken Palms and all those things. So that is always in the back of your mind on that. A lot of early losses we had last year, we got it handed to us, and that killed our net. So you do have that in the back of your head as far as, scoring margin. And, the way I looked at it the other day, it's not, 31, I'm disappointed we only won by 21, but it was the short amount of time that it happened. And it was offensive rebounds we gave up. We weren't getting those same 50-50 balls that we were getting early in the game. And that's when I went back with that starting group that really helped build it in the second half. I thought our bench was the first half, and I thought our starters really got us in the second half. That you're always thinking about that, Sam.
Do you get together with coaches and think about, like, how do we crack this code, or do they explain it real well, what they're looking for?
Not really. I don't understand it.
There's a lot of people questioning about Ramel Lloyd. He's tweeting that he's healthy, but he's still not playing. Do you have an update on just what his situation is?
Yeah, Ramel had a really good practice today, and still working himself back into in a really good shape. We'll see tomorrow how he does, and we'll just continue to go day by day with Ramel. But I was proud of him. He had a really good day of practice today.
Coach?
Yeah, it's obviously not with your program anymore, but Emmanuel Vandenmark's getting really close to being 100% healthy. What do you tell teams that are asking about him?
One of the greatest culture guys that I've ever been around. One of the hardest workers. One of the best defenders, on-ball defenders that I've coached at any level. A guy that can make shots. He didn't shoot at a high percentage last year, but he certainly is a guy that can make shots. It's great to see him back. He's getting workouts. He was in there this morning with Kurt Joseph, our strength and conditioning coach, getting a great workout in. He brought a couple of our guys, sat down with them, and was talking to them. So, just want to see that kid have a great career. And I think he has a bright future just because of the type of kid he is, his work ethic, his athleticism, and he's going to get a chance to play somewhere. I don't know where at this point, but it's all about taking advantage of opportunity and continuing to work your way up. And I know Emmanuel will do that because of the type of kid that he is. All right, thank you guys.